Let's shove this CCI Stinger round inside of the gel, and then let's shoot it with the pellet rifle. Let's get the camera on this thing and see what happens when it gets hit. So I was all done with my block of ballistic gel. I thought I'd leave it outside so it could melt down, but it actually just formed a super hard leathery layer on it. It's still pretty transparent, or translucent rather, but I thought instead of just trashing it, let's fire some pellets into it, different types of pellets, and see how they react to the ballistic gel. I can shine my flashlight through it so we can still see what the pellets do. But let's do some shooting, see how everything penetrates through this thick outer crust here and what it does inside of the gel. All right, let's check out all 4 of these wound tracks here. Each one is a little bit different. Those Barracuda match seem to smack the hardest, and those hollow points from Umarex really seem to tumble at the end of the gel. Only the Umarex and the Meisters remained in the gel. The other 2 zipped right through. Because of this, I turned the gel block around sideways so we could capture those other 2 pellets and we could compare them all at the end. After firing again, you can see these brass tip H&N Hornets zipped right through the block and almost came out the side halfway through. The Barracuda match penetrated deep too, but it stayed straight as an arrow. Now let's dig these 4 pellets out of the block and see if they've deformed at all. The first shot was with the Meister, and these are by far my most accurate pellet that I have. But the wound channel was thin and they didn't deform very much. A surprising one is this hollow point by Umarex. Now it did tumble a whole lot at the end, but the hollow point didn't deform much at all. These H&N Hornets held together so well, I think I could fire this pellet again. That brass tip really helped it slice right through that gel pretty far. These Barracuda match did hit the hardest, and it maintained its shape as well. Now let's get to that 22 test you've been waiting for. Let's shove this CCI Stinger round inside of the gel, and then let's shoot it with the pellet rifle. Let's get the camera on this thing and see what happens when it gets hit. Well, that pellet rifle set off that CCI Stinger, no problem. Check that out. There's a piece of the jacket, here's a piece of the casing right there. Blew it open, and you see here, the projectile fired off into the gel. Let's see how far. All right. Actually fired the projectile into the gel, so let's dig that out and take a look at it. All right, so there's our CCI Stinger bullet taken out of the center of the gel. Might have to try that with a larger caliber next time. Here's the damage from the 22 going off. Pretty good. Cracked that leathery shell that's on the outside of this old gel. Like I said, it pushed that projectile halfway into the block itself. So yeah, I actually had a pretty good wound cavity there from detonating the CCI Stinger inside of the gel. Pretty gnarly, pretty awesome. Good test.